Greetings gamers, welcome back to episode 11 of the FC Venezia series. Let's just get straight into it because I hope you're enjoying it. If you are, do not forget to smash that like button. It greatly appreciates and helps people find the content. Obviously it's not huge numbers on it, but I'm dedicated to get this series done because I am massively enjoying it, and too many things have come up ruining my YouTube series over the years, whether it's house moves or stresses and illnesses or whatever it might be, but yes, this is going to be the one because I am loving life at Venezia, and it kind of helps that I've been to this place a few times as well, so you kind of got a little bit of a connection there. Now, since we last met, a few games played. It's been a challenging run. We had a 4-0 victory over Monza, a 1-1 draw against Spezia, and Ascoli beat them 5-0. We'll start with the Ascoli game. This was a game of rebounds and weirdness. One of the goals was a penalty, but then the other four, all the other four goals were, we'd create like a really good opportunity, we'd build up, get a good ball in, and then let's say Moise Kean would have a shot and it'd be saved, and you're like, oh, and it'd immediately rebound to someone to knock it in. Maybe the same player or a different player. And it happened for 4 of the goals. It was so weird. We'd have a great build-up player, have a shot that saved, and you're like, oh, but then, oh, hang on, we've got it in. It was just crazy. Rebound galore. Spezia, kind of one of those games that maybe could have done better in, to be honest, but, it is kind of what it is. We've had a lot of injuries. And it kind of came to a head in this game against Monza. To the point where most of these names on here you'll not have heard of because they're greyed out players that popped up to put on the bench. A couple of things happened here, and I don't know how we actually got away with the win, but we had injuries galore. A couple of players had literally just made it into this game carrying injuries, but we were missing quite a few players, and then the under-20s game came on the same day and had made a few players available, like the young Regens, for the under-20 game, which I didn't realise was on the same day. It kind of went bad, basically. It went very, very bad. It got that bad that basically in the midfield was this Matteo Botta, a 1-star player from our under-18s. He had to play because there was literally nobody else. Injuries, suspensions, and all that kind of jazz. We still got a 4-0 victory though, so really happy with that. And so it's been a good little run. And that does still leave us, as things are standing, top of the league with 8 wins, 2 draws, 1 loss, the exact same as Lecce, who we are playing today. So top of the table clash, 26 points the pair, but we've got a much better goal difference. So, and there is a nice little gap opened up actually to Empoli. So it's looking pretty good. A really, really good start from us. Now, before we get into it, I do want to do a bit of a team comparison like we did last year, but just to sort of show you that I had a quick look at this and it was surprising to me, actually. I thought we'd be a lot worse than what we are. I think we've made some really good acquisitions over the summer. Now, if you look in general, maybe don't look great, but a lot of this stuff is like weight, height, age, and all that kind of jazz. Like, we've got a really low, we have literally got the lowest average age at 23 years, which is kind of great. I always go for that young age. If we look at goalkeepers, so we've got the best kicking, the best agility. A couple of areas aren't great. Goalkeepers definitely is our area of improvement. We only have like a young regen, and then Lazzarini, who's a decent player but not brilliant. So I can kind of see why this is kind of our problem area. Look at defence though. We have got the best in 3 categories, and then very close on a few others. So heading, jumping reach, and strength, and then very close for positioning, tackling, and marking. It's just the pace and acceleration, so they're not the quickest of defenders. But we do have that Kamil Glick, who's 33 years old, and like 8 for pace or 7 for pace, so that is going to obviously dent that quite a bit. Midfield, we've then got 5 areas that are best, and then 3 that are very close. So again, brilliant there, and I think that's where we did a lot of our business, was the midfield, improving that quite a lot with some freebies, and it shows, basically, it does show. Attack, again, varied. Like, we don't have great sort of heading, jumping reach, but we don't really have that ginormous, massive kind of target man player. We mostly have pace, acceleration, like you can see here, and like good anticipation, good finishing. We've got the best finishers in the league. So I can kind of see, we'll skip through the physicals. are our weak area, mentals are our best area, and technicals are right up there as well. So if you do actually have a look at it, we've actually got a pretty damn good squad for this division, actually. And I think we're definitely up there with probably a couple of the teams. And so we're actually, I think, kind of performing maybe to where we, maybe, I think actually a little bit above, but I think definitely like top 4 is kind of our position. Looking at the comparison there, I think we've got a good enough squad to hopefully be chasing promotion come the end of the year. And obviously we've had a brilliant start, but that obviously could all change. There's a lot of games to play, but hopefully we're gonna do it. That would be awesome to do back-to-back promotions. I mean, the next division is where it ridiculously gets hard, and obviously we've got a long way to go before we're going to overthrow someone like Juventus and all that, who are just going to be dominating the league, and we've got to get Champions Leagues and all that kind of good stuff. So there's loads and loads and loads to come just yet, but can't complain with the start. Now then, let's get into our first game. Now we've had that comparison of the squad. Tactic and team lineup then. So we've got most of our injuries back. We are still a little knock for Magic. He can go on the bench though. And Vaca and Efkan are still missing. Efkan the biggest miss because he's a really, really good player. Fiordolino is currently covering the advanced playmaker because he just plays better there than Burnic, I think. Definitely in the sort of couple of games, definitely in the last game, the 5-0 anyway, he played really, really good, spraying passes. But I think definitely in this time where Fiordolino is kind of moved out of position because of the injury to Efkan, I think he does better there than just put him in as a Mazzala. So that's kind of how things are looking. And one thing I would say, I think Kean coming in has been a massive acquisition. You can see 7 goals he scored for us. I think we definitely wouldn't have had that return if we were stuck with, and I'll get this in the game while I'm talking, if we'd stuck with Longo, who I've had a look, and I think he scored 2 in 8 and got like a 6 point something. So I definitely feel like we made a brilliant move in moving on Longo and replacing with Kean. That's for sure. I think that's definitely been a massive help for us. Pick up where you left off because we had a 5-0 brilliant game. Let's get into the end. So top of the table clash here against Lecce. Let's see if we can deliver early highlight. Fiordolino, oh, he's hit the crossbar. He's hit the crossbar. That would have been some goal, to be honest, if he'd got that. We actually do have Longo up top, so he's actually playing for Lecce, which kind of shows you then maybe, I don't know, I mean, he's got 2 in 8 for them, so they must be getting goals from elsewhere. And he was obviously a good player because he's gone to the team that's battling up there with us at the top of the league. But I just don't feel like he would have delivered as many goals as I think, or I kind of hope, Kean will over the full season. As Lolo does a nice little tackle. Just need to try and follow it up with another one. Oh, great interception. Fiordolino, and that's the kind of passing I was on about. Kean can use his pace. He's got support. If he crosses it, oh, he doesn't need to. And I just don't see, or didn't see Longo doing that kind of goal. To be honest, I don't know if you guys agree, but I just think Kean is just like something else. Now, obviously, he's only on loan, but if he gets us to the top flight, then, I mean, that's well worth the $5,000 a week wage, which, like I say, was pretty much the same as Longo anyway. So, we do have an instant highlight here. So, hopefully, there's not going to be anything bad against us, but if we can maybe grab a bit of an interception again, that could be kind of cool. Create a chance. A little cheeky back heel there. They've pumped it up, but good defending from Glick. Just need to try and press this a little bit. They have got support out wide. Come on, keep the press. Ooh, that's dodgy. That's dodgy. We got away one there. They seem to like just clash, and our defender sort of got last touch on it. Very weird, but we get away with it. Can we clear this corner? Balassi. Is that the guy that used to be at Palace, was it? Henrik Balassi or something like that? Oh, Yannick Balassi, that was it. Right, corner kick for us. A lot of highlights coming early in this game. Candeloni tries to get on the end, but keeper gets an easy save from the lofted ball. What's he going to do with it? Goes to his defence, chipping our striker. Candeloni's been pretty solid for us as well. Oh, great steal from Burnic. Can he get the end product? Goes for the shot. Burnic has looked lively in a lot of games, but just now and again he just does a few things. It's mostly that his finishing end product. But Carballo cuts it. Candeloni, should score. Candeloni should score there. This is what I love with what we're doing, though. We're stealing balls back so often and springing counter-attacks. Beautiful, beautiful to see. I will give him a little get creative for the last 5 minutes of the half. But 1-0 at the minute is a really good scoreline for us. we're definitely on top in this game. We've even got the possession, which is a rarity, especially up against a 4-2-3-1. But Moise Kean's goal is the difference maker here. I am going to say guard against complacency, because it is just 1-0. Got to be careful here, but come on, boys. 1 foot there. Moise Kean steals that. Fiordolino. Oh! He had an effort like that in the first half at the crossbar. This time, though, he makes it count. Fiordolino makes it 2-0 against our top-of-the-league rivals. But this is a really good result, guys. Moise Kean and Fiordolino with a goal so far. Can we keep pressing this, though? Hopefully, I'm not going to let him back in the game with any daft bits of play. What a good interception. This is what I mean. We're just so good at winning the ball back and then springing the counters. Fiordolino goes with it. I just wish they would pass more, though. There's always like someone in the centre that they just ignore, which is like, oh, so frustrating. But really good from us so far. Nice claim from Lazzarini. Definitely the area of the focus. Like if we get promoted this year, 100% we have to try and get a much better goalkeeper. Oh, Bolasie stolen one in here. Good save from Lazzarini. I'm dissing him and he pulls off a brilliant save, but just got to be careful. Don't want to spoil the party and let him score. Glick gets it clear. Moise Kean will chase it, and this could be an opportunity for us. He has support up here, but Moise Kean, tackled. I think if he could have got past his man there, we would have been through with an opportunity. I took another get creative. I just don't want to take our foot off the gas. Yeah, we'll bring off Fiordolino just because he gets really knackered. Valetti will cover him. And Lolo will drop Fiordolino back in there. And then we'll bring on our youngster, Alexis Jogjevs. I've been trying to give him some game time. He's not really done a lot so far, though, but he's not really started, so it is tough for him. I can't really judge him on his 10-minute appearances he's getting. But I will check out a little praise as well, just to keep the guys fired up. Last 5 minutes of the game, and this would be a massive victory. A massive one indeed. And we definitely will have warranted it. If you look at that, 2 clear cuts. There is a chance for them here. Good claim from Lazzarini. Safe hands for him today. He's definitely trying to put his place for sticking in the team here. As Monticello picks it up. Should go wide. He's got a run. Dawdle's a little bit... and 2 Dawdles there. That's poor from us, to be honest. Got to be better than. They've got a really good opportunity, and they finish it, making it 2-1 with a minute to play. Let's just... I can't do all. I can now. Oh, but I can't. Just demand more. Just let's not do all stupid. Last few seconds. There we go. A little bit of a late scare, which kind of takes the glint off it, so to speak, because, 2-0 sounds better than 2-1, but we've got the win, guys. We've got the win. That puts us 3 points ahead of Lecce at top of the league now. Good possession, decent chances, shots and conversion rate really good there. Hit the woodwork, 2 clear cuts, 2 half. They had 2 and 2 as well. So in terms of the key chances, it was very even, but we had more overall. So I definitely think we were warranted. Maybe 2-1 is more the more flattering scoreline, so to speak. But yeah, we were excellent. Brilliant stuff. With the run keeps going, guys. We're doing really good so far. Let's see what the next games bring for us. So this game is against Cittadella, who are pretty decent in the league as well. 5th in Serie B. So another tough test for us, but hopefully one that we can come through. And again, same squad. The only difference is Vaca, even though he's still kind of a bit of an injury, will be on the bench just in case of kind of an emergency. Fcan is still a little bit away with another potential couple of weeks before we might see him in a game. But we're making progress to getting most of our squad kind of back, which is good. And yeah, let's get into the game and see if we can keep this good run of form up. Not the best bit of defending ever. Glick misses completely. Long ball pumped up from the goalkeeper. Glick completely misses it. Lets the striker past him. And on the rebound, of course, they get the goal. It's been all us, so I'm really disappointed here. But decent save on the first attempt. Follows it up. Unfortunately, 1-0. Cittadella take the lead, but it's been all us, so hopefully we can get back in this game pretty quick. And literally as I finished talking, there is us back in the game again. I was kind of thinking it was going to be offside because it had one of those vibes as I was about to scream and shout and then it was going to be disallowed. But Fiordaliso rather, with the long throw, Candeloni just takes it down, volleys in the back of the net and makes it 1-1. Very poor defensively from us today. Our defence has been one of the best in the league, but today we are poor. Really, really poor here. We just seem to be all over the place. All the players now just seem to do like this big wide run away from the ball, trying to get back in, which is so weird. But Regens makes it 2-1 for Cittadella. Not ideal. Definitely not our best performance today. Absolute rocket from Andres Alessandro Fiordaliso. What a rocket, guys. Bit of decent build-up place. Was quite a long highlight, this one. DeLorco does dink it in. A little bit behind, so I was a bit worried it was going to be the end of the highlight, but Fiordaliso picks it up and just almost breaks the back of the net to make it 2-2. We've taken the lead here, guys. Moist Kean with a unbelievably tight angle goal here. You'll see in a second. Glick, just watch this as well, though. Just like a little back heel pass. I mean, come on, guys. You can see the 2 goals and you're dicking about with that. But what a good ball through. Moist Kean rounds the keeper, makes it 3-2. We're back in it. A lot of their attacks seems to be coming down this right-hand flank, and after a bit of build-up play, they put the ball in, and it was a shove. And they do have a penalty here, which Lazzarini can't keep out, and it makes it 3-3 in the first half. What a crazy game this has been so far. Definitely not our best performance defensively. Going to have to give a bit of a rollicking at half-time, I think. But yeah, a lot of the highlights seem to be sat the exact same way as well. We're having loads of throwing highlights where the keeper claims the ball, pumps it down to this Green Kelly guy who's bombing down the wing, and they get some build-up play from there. And our defence seems to be like really hesitant to go out and deal with it. So I don't know what to do, but they're definitely going to have to get a bit of rollicking at half-time. Rightio. Well, not ideal. If you look at their stats, we absolutely annihilated them with chances, but then they had 3 clear-cut chances and took all 3. A really weird game. 3 clear-cuts out of 4 opportunities they had. They just seem to have weird random attacks off the back of ours, so I think they counter-attacked us brilliantly, but it's just so frustrating to sort of see like some of these and just not be able to take it enough. Like, we were having loads and loads of opportunities, especially first half, tons, but then they were just like counter-attacking us as well off some of our opportunities and grabbing goals. I say that guy on the right-hand side, he was just dominant down this wing. For some reason, our like DeLorco and sort of our midfield over here just did not want to deal with him for whatever reason. But second half, we had a disallowed goal, annoyingly, and we did suffer an injury to Fiordaliso. Hopefully that's not a bad one, but 3-3, it's not the end of the world, but just a bit of a meh kind of performance. Well, here we are for another game. This one is against Chievo, and we've got major injury issues again. So we're just starting to recover, and then we've lose 3 more key players. So Fiordalino has just picked up an injury for 4 to 7 weeks. He is a major loss for us. He has been playing magnificently recently, so that is a massive, massive loss. As is Fiordaliso, who's also going to be out for about 2 to 4 weeks. He's already been out for a few days of that. I think he was the one who picked the injury up in the last game. Lucas May is out and he'll be back in a few days' time with Decurry having to cover, and we've got a few ineligibles because of the under-20s. It has kind of meant that, because I don't want to throw Vaca straight into things, we're going to go with the youngsters advanced playmaker, who, like I say, he's a decent sort of young player. He has actually grown back to being a 5-star potential, interestingly enough. He's not amazing, but it was similar to Mala, hence why I sold him in the summer and we kept with this guy. He obviously more wants to be the sort of AMC rather than the CM, but I think he can do the role. I think he can do it. It's a massive downgrade from Fiordalino, which is a shame, which is a massive, massive shame. But anyway, that's kind of the issue, really. Injuries are hurting us at the minute, but hopefully we can pick up the win today and keep pressing on and keep doing well. Well, that was an interesting game and a half because it started off very tit for tat in like the opening. I don't know. I said basically up to the first goal on 40 minutes. It was very like a few highlights. They had some chances. We had a couple. It was very even. The chances, all the stats were very even. But as soon as Moise Kean got that first goal, which is a brilliant finish, we just looked brilliant, to be honest. And we've got a penalty kick, De Curry from a set piece, Candeloni, and another Moise Kean goal, which were fantastic as well. Just, yeah, all in all, very good performance, guys. Just a quick transfer to come and show you, and we have signed Sergio Diaz. We have looked at him a couple of times in this save, and obviously in previous saves, and he wanted quite a bit more money. Now, he's been unattached for a little while, and he popped again up on one of my scout reports, because I've got it set to like refresh him every so often, and I was like, oh yeah, he's still available, isn't he? And I thought he'd be a decent sort of backup choice, advanced forward, which would allow us to loan Magic out, because if you actually look at Magic now, he's kind of gone up to being a 4.5 star potential, and he is improving. So I do kind of fancy maybe trying to find a loan for this guy, ideally in Italy, so we can try and keep working on his homegrown in nation sort of stuff. But I kind of would love this guy to maybe get the rest of the season out on loan, banging some goals, build up his confidence, maybe become like a 2.5 star, pushing 3 star player, and then he'd become super more useful for us. But also, Sergio Diaz, he's not on a lot of wages now, 2.7k. He wanted about 5 originally when we were kind of, or even 7 when we were looking at him before. 3 star with 3.5 star potential, so he's a decent player for us. £2 million is worth. That's the main thing. Because what I'm thinking is basically, if he can be a good, solid backup player for us, and then maybe at the end of the season we sell him on for about 2 million or even a bit under that, that's pure profit, and that'd be awesome, to be honest. So that's kind of my reasoning for that one. Just a two-parter, but I thought I'd let you know. I've made a few other offers for some youngsters, but I'll let you know if they come off. And this is the second of 2 of the youngsters I was telling you about. So Bohus Kosacek. Now, I did actually try to sign and had a deal agreed to sign this guy in the summer, but when he came through, he wanted to be like a backup player on like 4 or 5 grand a week, and I just didn't want to pay that kind of money. So I kind of let it go, and I've been trying to get back in there ever since, and he's kind of been saying no, he wasn't interested in talking to us, but he has now said yes, and he wanted a lot less, which is brilliant. So this is this guy, 17-year-old fullback, 1.2k a week. It'll be 110,000, which could rise to about 300 with various clauses, all the usual stuff. But he's a 2.5 star with 5 star potential right fullback, which obviously we were playing as a wing back and train him up. But he's got some decent starter stats there, you know, a lot of 11s and things. He's 17 years old, and I really hope he can develop and do pretty nicely for us. He has been playing a few games in the Czech First Division. And yes, this is Bohus Kosacek. Hopefully he'll be pretty decent. The other guy actually signed a few days ago, Amato. So Donato Amato, what a name that is, by the way. Donato Amato. You could not think of a better first name to go with that surname. But he's costing us 75,000. Again, can rise with various clauses, 450 a week. But just a young, decent-ish sort of looking striker. Nothing absolutely spectacular. He is a Albanian, which is kind of cool. But advanced forward, he's got decent things. The scouts rate him, and he's pretty cheap. And that's kind of what I've gone after. You know, I'm still trying to pick up the cheap ones here and there where I can. Because we can try and loan them out and sell them on for a profit if they don't become as good as, you know, they could be. But then I am also trying to focus on some other players as well that can maybe come in and make a massive impact for us and be like monsters. I've spotted a couple of those players, but unfortunately we're not going to be able to get hold of them because they're basically demanding their minimum fee release, which is like £2.5 to £5 million for a few of these players, which we just cannot afford. So not quite able to go after some of the ones I really would like, but if I ever get the chance, I will show you. Now then, we do have a game to get into, so let's get to the game. And here is the lineup then to play against Salernitana, who are really good in this division because they, I think, are 3rd or 2nd in the league at the minute. Can't click on what I'm looking for. 3rd, yeah. So they are a really decent side, another tough test for us, and we've obviously had a few injury issues recently, and they've continued. Jihai Liborava has got a slight knock. He'll still be on the bench, but has picked up a bit of a knock there. Efkan is back and goes straight to the lineup as the advanced playmaker. Going to keep Burnic out on that left-hand Mazzala, because he's been doing pretty good there, to be honest. We are obviously still missing Fiordaliso, although he hopefully will be back in just under 2 weeks-ish. Fiordalino is still going to be out for another 4 weeks, and Magic did pick up a knock, and he's going to be out for 3 weeks. So Sergio Diaz will come on the bench straight away to be our 4th choice striker, or 3rd choice probably. But yeah, so a few changes, the constant injury battles that's going on at the minute, which is really frustrating, but let's get out there and hopefully back ourselves another good performance. Come on, boys, it's been a tough game, this one. But in the 63rd minute, Moise Kean has come good with us here. We had a disallowed goal really early on, like 10 minutes in, from Lolo. Moise Kean's had a couple of opportunities, really tough ones though, but this was tough, but what a great goal that is, and puts us 1-0 up against Salernitana. Yeah, that team. Although they do have a free kick here, we might as well stay with it. Hopefully we're going to get it cleared. Well, that lasted a long time, didn't it? It's 1-1 again. Oh dear, guys. It has been a ridiculously tough game, this one. It's been very kind of bitty. Just tough in general, but that's really frustrating to concede straight away. 1-1. He's done it again. 13th goal of the season from Moise Kean. Sergio Diaz with the assist here, coming on at the bench about 15 minutes to go to give him a bit of a run out, and he's picked himself a beautiful assist. Only downside is we just got an injury where we had to take him off basically for Decore. Lucas May has come on, but the injuries still keep piling up. Hopefully it won't be a long one, but we have taken the lead in the 93rd minute, guys, and that should hopefully be it. We might as well stay with this. How long are we playing? It is it. That was a tough game. But again, Moise Kean is just being the difference maker. I just don't see us getting them results with like Longo leading the line. I just really don't. But what a great comeback that is from that kind of instant equaliser we got. But yeah, 2-1. Good amount of shots and chances. It was very even. We did have 3 clear cuts though, so I think we did edge it maybe. But it was a very tough test, this one. So it's going to be the final game we're going to cover in today's episode. It's against Pescara, who are sort of 8th or 9th in the league, so a decent side nonetheless. Once again, we don't have a few players. I should probably stop putting them available, but then I do want to develop them because I don't actually use them. So I think it's just one of those just give and takes at the minute. 'Cause the thing is, I'm going to try and get him some loan time when we get to January, I think. So yeah, not great in terms of the old injuries. Decore picked up a knock in the last game. I kind of mentioned it that we took him off. 3 weeks, as always. So yep, Lucas May straight back in the side after his layoff. It's just a never-ending merry-go-round of injuries at the minute. So, yeah, it's not ideal, guys. It's not ideal. But let's play the game. Let's see if we can get a decent result to finish off today's episode. Well, we responded with a brilliant performance today. 4-0 victory. Valetti and Sergio Diaz both getting their first goals for the club. Valetti being our sort of lone fullback, and Sergio Diaz obviously coming on. He only came on with about 10 minutes to go and was involved in a couple of chances and then grabbed himself a goal. Beautiful spin for Moise Kean, who got himself 2 assists and a goal. He's just instrumental to everything we're doing going forwards, is Moise Kean, and really doing well in that target man role. Like I say, he's just such a focal point. He can come deep, he can go behind. It's just brilliant to see. But yeah, 4-0 victory. What a good finish to today's episode. It was definitely excellent. Let's go, guys. Come on, let's have a little look at the table before we end today's episode. But I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, like I said, don't forget to smash that like button. Get involved down below with any comments for how well you think this season's going to go. I mean, so far, a couple of episodes in, 16 games played, 39 points on the board with 36 goal difference. It's going pretty darn well. Let me know if you think we can keep this going. I really hope we do. I do feel like we are going to maybe drop points here and there, a little bit more than we have done in the early part. You know, I think we're doing well through the injury crises we've been having as well, which is pretty good to see. But yeah, I still think it might be a tough run to win it. But as long as we maybe get... I think if we're top 3 still come the end of the year, I think that's brilliant. You know, I don't want to get too ahead of ourselves. We've had a brilliant start. So I've kind of pushed it up from in top 8 to top 3 now. But if we're still like this come like end of January, then, you know, we've got to go for it. But yeah, that's today's episode, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you have, I will see you back very soon for the next one. Bye for now.